Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, as long as it's not work related.
Jay,
B.
how's it going?
There can be there will be, but there should be no complaints from this guy.
Nice. I want to welcome everyone to the work-related podcast.
We are related by work on Twitter,
X.
all that stuff. How did you know I wasn't going to say X?
Because sometimes you do it. I kind of wait, but this was just a guess. I was like, I'm going in head first. I know it.
You heard I don't even want to give a fuck about that. I saw something cool, which I was going to show you today on Twitter. It was a jet bike.
A jet bike.
Yeah,
I've never seen this.
Yeah, it was like just a basic frame thing, and it looked cool. It was in like the salt flats or whatever. Like it looked, but like it just doesn't seem practical. Like what's the practical use of a jet bike?
I mean, shit.
Like you can't just drive to work on it.
If you're trying to die.
As a fucking grumpy old man, and this is going to sound like a complaint, it's not. I can't believe that e-bikes get to just ride wherever they want. Like, you know what I mean?
Are you talking about the scooter type bikes? You're talking about the bicycle bikes.
Like, okay, I don't know how you distinguish them. The ones that are obviously an e-bike that are flying down a sidewalk look like I'm a grumpy old man, like shaking my finger. That's dangerous. You shouldn't
do that. Be on the street.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the
bike lanes.
I think it actually just stems from jealousy that I never had them.
You can get one.
I know. I could do whatever I want. I look like a tool. What kind of tool would I look like on my little fucking
You know how
e-bike?
much money you would save on gas if you were taking your e-bike to work?
Bro, you know how the reality of something like that works? My friend Sammy, who won't be, you can shout him out all day long, is lived like where the fucking Pioneer gas station is close to work, right? Like, you know where that is?
Oh, he lived there?
He lived just on the other side, like just a street down, right?
Yeah.
Like this, and he got himself a fucking bicycle. Because it was as close as possible you could get to work.
Yeah.
He probably rode it twice. And that's being generous.
Yeah, but then there's guys like who's on my shift who's freaking, last night he's telling me he has to go commute to Oshawa from work on his bike.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
He's like, by the time I get home, it's like 7:30.
So how much and then it must take him that long to get back to work too. He's
like,
not showing up as early these days, I've noticed that.
Yeah, he's like it's starting to take a toll on him.
I fucking guess. Like, what?
He said he has to be up at 11.
I don't understand. Like, I'm not here to question people's lifestyles. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I can barely go on the stationary bike. But this doesn't seem practical at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's why we're all fucking shocked
I
when we hear
really think
it.
he has no choice.
I understand that. He must be a drunk driver. Is that what you think?
I would assume so.
That's the only thing I think of an adult on a bicycle is that guy lost his license.
It's actually funny. There's a couple guys at work who bike to work.
Yeah, but they're like
close.
Les is so close.
And Jacob is close.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, I like that. I get like that. The Jacob thing of all, he seems like a kid to me still. But the less like he doesn't have a car.
He has an e-bike now, by the way.
Yeah, I know. So that
you noticed that?
Yeah, and it's pretty dope.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
And he's like, when he got it, he was showing me. He's like, yeah, it shows me all this stuff. He's showing me the screen. He's like, yeah, man, it's nice,
Bro, it's jealousy. It's not nothing. I never had even the chance to have something like that.
I know, right?
Like I even see, but the people have taken a big advantage. Like I said, this is a far reach, but I'm just saying the grumpiness in me comes to this conclusion that they are taking a advantage that these are just so common.
Yeah.
Where I had to. I was risking life and limb taking my old dirt bike from Streetsville to Meadowville.
Yeah.
I could see whenever I go up and down Britannia, nobody's gonna. And now it's like a fucking 6-lane highway from Streetsville to Meadowville, whatever. I was like I remember when it was just Canada Brick like fields and all this stuff, and I was flying up there to go from Streetsville to Meadowville on my Kawasaki. Just I could get in trouble so bad. And now a cop doesn't know if it's a real bike. Like, you know what I mean? Their last of their problems is going to be
the e-bikes.
Yeah, anybody riding a bike.
What about those unicycles? You seen those?
That is insane.
I want one of those.
What do you mean you want one of those?
Those things go so fast.
They look the most unstable. Like, you need to be a Cirque du
The guy's
Soleil.
wearing like full body armor and,
course.
and like lights on his helmet. So I looked those up to try and buy one. They're expensive.
What,
but
the
they're
wheel?
like, yeah, the one wheel thing. They're like $2,000. They go up to like 65, 70 kilometers an hour.
Have you ever seen racing?
Though, yeah, I seen the racing of them.
Yeah, I've watched
That's
off-road racing with them.
crazy.
Like they're
that's
falling off them all the
nuts.
time.
No, forget that. You know
I
what?
love
don't want
watching
one.
like downhill mountain bike racing every now and then.
Oh, that's just crazy.
Yeah, like through the forest or stopping at starting at the top of
the mountain?
Yeah, and
Yeah, I
there's
seen
like
those.
700 of them or something.
Oh, yeah.
like it's nuts.
And you're doing the have you seen the first person ones? Where
Yeah.
he's wearing the helmet and he's going down. I'm like, bro.
You see the shadow of him every now and then. Like, no,
Yeah.
so I kind of get, I'm in that algorithm for sure. And so I've just seen them start to do X Games tricks
Yeah.
on the fucking
Yeah.
wheel thing.
Fuck,
like,
man.
yeah, I don't know how many in town there are. There's at least 2.
Oh, at least for sure.
I don't know if I keep thinking it's just the same dude every time you see him.
No, I know for sure there's 2 now. I used to think it was the same dude for a while because he used to live in this neighborhood, but I haven't seen him in a while. Could have been because it's winter. I haven't seen him in
That's
a
true.
while. And then one time I was driving to work and there was like 2 of them driving together. I'm like, what the hell? Like there's more than one? I'm pretty sure there's probably at least 3.
Yeah, I would give you that. I would have said for sure 2, and it would be surprising if there was more than 5.
I think they're a gang now.
Well, that's the problem.
A
Who are you gonna
one-wheel
fuck
gang.
with? Who's
No
fucking
way.
crazy enough to fucking be on one of those
Their
things?
hands are free.
They can have 2 guns.
Exactly.
Grabbing purses, fucking right there.
Exactly. No way.
God damn. So what do you think again, being a grumpy narc, what do you think the legality of those should be?
I think anything that can go over like
40
40, yeah. I was gonna say even 30
kilometers, American up here.
Yeah.
40 kilometers.
Even 30, you need to be on the side of the road or on a bike lane. Because it's not even so much for me because you can tell when people are getting out the way and stuff, but it's for like stupid people and kids and dogs and shit. Like if you hit one of those, it's just like, holy.
Well, that's I'm thinking more of the people around, like the person. Well, like just thinking of what used to be normal. If you rode a motorcycle, you had to be the one with your head on a swivel.
Yep.
Right. Like it's that you have
Exactly.
every bit of right to the road, but the reality is nobody else is even thinking about a motorcycle. Right.
Yep.
So you have to situate your place and get it. And I guess insurance for motorbikes like varied. Right. Like whatever. Even something stupid like a helmet law. Even though it's your head, and like I get why there should be, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Is it ultimate fucking freedom to not have to wear a helmet?
No.
Like it's not ultimate freedom. Like
no.
you know what I mean? Like is it because it's a weight on the fucking whole healthcare system that you have to have a helmet? Like
Yeah.
I get that reach. You know what I mean? Like like it's just protecting yourself for your own
plus,
stupidity.
why wouldn't you want to?
Yeah, but like it's only you. Like I said, like it's like a thing.
So I've rode my motorcycle without a helmet one time on like here, and like when I used to live in Hamilton, like I rode it in like the neighborhood, and I had a crotch rocket. So when you're riding, there's so much wind. It's so uncomfortable.
Really, you
Why
didn't like
would
it?
you? No, like I'm like, why would you even want that? Like your glasses are getting stuck to your face. Like everything is going like that. You can't open your eyes. So it's a lot
Wonder what the appeal is then.
to ride without a helmet. You need a Harley or a dirt bike.
Why?
It depends on how fast you're going.
So this
really.
is where I can compare because I've only ever ridden dirt bikes and have long. And if you don't have fucking goggles on, like because you're on dirt, like rocks are flying everywhere.
yeah,
like
yeah.
you want to be a fucking you don't want to have any equipment on.
Yeah.
Like depending on who you are, we were just like fucking stoners, so you would just have Kodiaks and fucking, you know what I mean, like whatever. Like Marcel's the type who like always like got the
Full
boots
out,
and all
yeah.
that gear and all that. He's hurts himself the most though. So yeah, but you realize if you're trying to follow somebody in the dirt, you're just getting pinged by fucking rocks.
Yeah. One time I was riding in Burlington. I was coming home, and I got hit with a June bug in my knee.
In your knee.
Yeah, it hurt so bad. My eyes teared up. I was just like, son of a bitch, do I have to get knee pads now? And it was like right in the crevice of your knee. It wasn't like on the kneecap. It was like right in the crevice. I was just like, this is so painful. Imagine you got that in your face.
So all that makes sense to me. I get it, right? I say, but like, that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah.
Like, so
I'm putting
I
a
don't
helmet
really know
on.
where to sit on the helmet. It just looks so weird when you don't see it. But it's ultimately like your decision. If
Yeah.
I'm going to have a crack store, I should be able to. Like me personally, you should be able to wear no helmet. It's just like when you see how burdened the hospital system is,
Yeah.
and the insurance, like you know what I mean. That cost eventually gets put on, or that wait time.
Yep,
It's easy to
yep.
how small a percentage it might be. You can say it's adding weight to
But
the,
it adds up. It all adds up.
but yeah, back to the city. Like these guys on the wheel. Is it only? It's. I'm not thinking of the damage they can do to themselves. It's like just being in the way. Like how do they actually get out of the way of a random pedestrian that comes? it's easy to see that they can see that problem coming.
Yeah.
But now I would hope that, I don't know why I say hope, but that if they ever injured somebody and it was their fault, that they would just be sued to the tits.
Or
Like,
they just take off because nobody's fucking with that gang.
they don't have a plate. They don't even know where they are.
Nobody's messing with the gang too.
Oh, I see. Yeah, with intimidation. You saw nothing.
Get the fuck up.
Recant that statement, motherfucker. That's crazy. I don't even know. It was because of the jet bike. Yeah. So I saw that it was also another reason why I was on Twitter is because for 5 days I had to avoid Twitter because of the Leafs losing.
Yeah.
There's nothing good to see here.
Losing? They lost?
Bro.
They lost?
No, they did. They were. Remember, I think. When I was here last, they hadn't lost anything.
Yeah.
So in the tweet, it could have been a very different story today.
I knew they were going to pull it out.
You'd have no idea what you know.
I knew they were going to pull it out.
They barely. So it was it turns up when you see the whole scope of everything. It was everything that playoffs should
For
be.
someone so desperate, for a team so desperate to actually make it further and to blow a 3-0 lead, it was 3-0, right?
3 games. Oh yeah.
Come on. They could not, they had to have some sort of soul searching in the last game that they were like, there's no way we're going to lose.
They did what they could. It's weird because if you ask other people who watch the games, they look at the Leafs in a whole different light. Like when I talk to Medeiros about it or whatever, we just see what we don't like, and we can talk
because you guys are jaded.
It's that. Yeah, that's why I hate talking like that. Like I don't want to be like that. Like I don't want to be that jaded thing. But you can't erase demons that easily.
For sure.
Like it's not it's when I watch the other teams play, like I not recognizing what the Leafs might have really like so skilled and all that, is just the winning by grit and determination. Like they have a little bit more now. You can see the thumbprints of the coach on there that has that kind of influence
and experience,
and how you turn a fucking pure skilled person into like a Kachuk, right? Like they win on they succeed.
The original or the son?
They succeed on shooting. So the original to me was never the be all and end all. Matthew Tkachuk is like a far superior version of what his dad was.
Well, they were completely different players.
I knew who Tkachuk was. But I never
Well,
idolized
Tkachuk
him.
was not like he was actually one of my favorite players.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
He was never like the scorer. He was just like the enforcer type. He was the Draymond Green of it all.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
when his son started coming in, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, they're gonna have another one. Like in this league, you don't have those anymore. It's not as common as it was when I was watching hockey as much as I was watching hockey. And so, but then I realized I had to think in my head, like, obviously they're not going to be the same freaking player. Obviously, he's going to be a completely different person, which he is, obviously.
It's you'd have to really and I'm not saying you don't. You would have to really know the intricacies of how the game works now compared to then.
It's
and
way
realize,
different.
Yes, and realize like how that kind of player is not ever gone away. Like Brad Marchand, like has that. He's not as big
For sure, but it's not as common as it. Like every team had an enforcer.
But
one or two or three. Like every team had that big name guy. You're like, okay, all right.
Yeah, but like Reeves on the Leafs, like they still have those players exist.
Yeah,
like they don't take up the rosters. You're right in the Tkachuk type of way when he's like most important player, like a Wendell Clark.
Yeah,
like that's even further back.
Exactly.
Like that's who I compare everybody like that.
I remember Wendell Clark.
Yeah, so like to me, like that'll never go. Even a Dougie Gilmore, didn't like had enough Wendell Clark in him, but he was like far superior skilled wise.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one team, I would take Wendell Clark because I think he could lead like men better than Doug Gilmore. I'm not trying to diss, you know what I mean? Like I'm not
you're borderline dissing here, Jay.
Well, then I'm not going to diss Wendell Clark for the benefit of not dissing Doug Gilmore.
Wow.
I don't want to disrespect any of them. Like if you're making me
I'm
put
just
him in an
messing with
order,
you.
no, I hear you. I'm
messing.
not going to fall for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like it's not ever going to change because I saw what I saw.
Yeah.
There's none of it's theory.
Yeah.
Right? Like your idea of who Tkachuk is because I kind of just knew he was that type of player, but never paid attention.
Oh, well, so we have different...
You have a different
things.
perspective of it.
Because...
Like, I can't call you out. I'm never going to say you're wrong of it. What I'm saying is that type of player, like what Matthew Tkachuk is now, the players that are like him are around the league. Like, there's a Mark Stone
For sure.
in Vegas.
Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah.
Not Keith Tkachuk. It's the same difference between Max Domi and Ty Domi.
No, that's a bigger difference.
But they're both... Keith Kachuk wasn't the biggest scorer.
No, but Matthew Tkachuk is a way better scorer.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
they're completely different.
But also but his physicalness is what it is in Max Domi plays above his weight.
Yeah.
He doesn't play as physical as Ty Domi does, but he has something in there like that.
Yeah.
He does way more fancy moves with his hands than Ty Domi ever could.
Of course.
Like, because that's what he's afforded that space and allowed like those
But how much is that is to game evolution? Because
Yeah,
I
I
don't
get
think a lot of these guys wouldn't be able to. It's like the same conversations we have with the NBA. It's like a lot of these guys physically, skill wise today, the game is way better. All the players are way better for the most part than it was back in the day. But physically, in a physicality type of a thing, refs were way more lenient. You could get away with a lot more shit back in the day, and they don't have that now. So they don't need those type of players that are as physical as like a Matt Sundin, who's like a big guy. This is why freaking Ovechkin is still scoring.
Well, it's an easy comparison. Like that's where I'll challenge you on you. The reason why Ovechkin is so good is I was talking to Dave at work, and he's a Washington fan, Ovechkin fan,
Yeah.
and I was just marveling at Ovechkin. I'm just saying if you don't really watch him, you don't understand how much of a fucking beast he is.
Yeah.
Like he's 240 odd pounds.
Yeah.
He's different. When we talked about, he saw a picture of him, McDavid, and Crosby lined up, and he's so much bigger than them.
Yeah.
Like I said, but I bet you Crosby's legs are twice the size of Ovechkin's legs. Like Crosby's legs are fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like Crosby's legs.
He's
Are,
a
but
freaking-
Ovechkin has the weight to throw around. He's more Kachuk than fucking any of them fucking would have been.
For sure.
Right? Like he has that. But I'm not even challenging you on the NBA. This is why Draymond Green seems like such a throwback. But or a Jimmy Butler who doesn't back down.
Yeah.
Or like when teams show a glimpse of that old school, we love it.
Yeah.
They get flowers for it.
Which is crazy because back in the day, that was way more common. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like it was the players that we're looking at, like the Draymond Greens type of thing, were like commonplace. I don't know how long it was ago. 15 years?
Yeah, but
15
I
years,
understand.
they were
what you're-
more
yeah.
commonplace, and then you're just like, and now it's such a rarity. Like, oh my God, Draymond Green is swearing and yelling at people. Oh shit, this is great. Like, this was a comment. I watch a lot of interviews. Like a lot of these. We'll go to basketball. A lot of these basketball players now have podcasts and stuff where they're talking about how it was in the game. And the shit that they were getting away with, for sure, was the same in all sports. But the shit they were getting away with back then they would never be able to do now. Never be able to do it. They were telling, I was watching, who was it? I can't remember. But everybody would know him if I said it. And they were talking about how they used to bully Jordan, like put elbows in him, make sure. I'm like, you could never do that now. And he would still score 30 points. But like now, like pushing, making sure and say the things they were even saying was ridiculous. And like he's like, you couldn't do it now.
I'm agreeing with everything you say. What I'm challenging you on is it's not as apparent when it becomes like you can spot it when you see it easier now because it's you can say it's rare. But any team that's successful, and I would like hockey, I'll go back to hockey, is they have to have that kind of mentality. You can't be all about it. Like like you said, there's evolution in the game, and just with a team like the Leafs or whatever, and it's not as easy as this like boiling down point, but it's like they just became too skilled with no grit, and that was a complaint with them the whole time. And you look at Matthews and you look at Kachuk, it's like, okay, you can compare. Who would you rather have? And say, well, Matthews is the one who's going to maybe come close to Ovechkin's record. Like Kachuk is never going to do that. You're going to need, when you don't have that, it's easy to see why you need that.
Yep.
And when you don't have the grit, it's easy to see how you can add that.
That's fair.
And what's easier to add? And so, this is what I'm saying. Like, you don't throw out the Marners and the fucking Nylanders and the fucking thing. You get them. You know what I mean? Like this is what you really shouldn't win until you lose. Like teams that you just see automatically win or just come out of nowhere without any kind of heartbreak to them or whatever. I don't know if they ever. The Florida Panthers are a great example. Like they've fucking come close and now they're undeniable. It's like you have to get lose to fucking really appreciate what it takes to win.
For sure.
And the Leafs have got that now. I'm not saying it's gonna it's not going to automatically propel them. The criticism they get, even if they lost, you know what I mean? Like, even if this would have been a different conversation and I was staring down the barrel of a 7-game, you know what I mean, on Saturday, the reason why I'd be nervous about it is because the demons, what I was saying, like, it's no matter how much grit Kachuk you bring in, like you say, he can tell you to ignore that and do that. But if you start getting, they tie the game up with 5 minutes to go, and your record is 1-13 out of the last 14 games you could close out. That's a real stat.
Yeah,
like
for
it's
sure.
not like you, but not you know what I mean. Like it's, I appreciated how they're not going to be like you. They won't let themselves be defined by it. It's easy as a talking point, and I'll have that. But it's not so much what Kachuk does; it's how he elevates the team to be like that. The Florida Panthers, because he was just there for the last couple of years, and Tammy was asking, like, is he the captain of them? Like, no, because they already had a captain, and he's an assistant. Like, and they do play like Kachuk's, but they kind of already played like that already. It was like a perfect fit, and he just made them more like that, and gave them more of a, you know what I mean, like a swagger and we're tougher than you. It's not, but like the coach, like Paul Maurice, their coach, he's been around the league. He used to be a Leafs coach. He's had his heart broken a bunch of times. Brought Winnipeg fucking close, and they never made it, and just got ran out of town a little bit, and ended up there. And now they just, you can just see the lessons learned.
Yeah.
And now, like, I see the coach. So it's that kind of evolution. It's why the regular season doesn't make any sense, because you can't play like that in the regular season.
Yep.
You can get, like, I appreciate the. Like, I get the storyline of the regular season and the marathon of it all and all that, but it just doesn't. It's just a waste of time compared to what this is.
It is, but you're still honing your skills. You're still learning lessons through the regular season.
No,
you're
are
still learning your team. You're still learning your play. There's stuff going on. How much does it translate to the playoffs is obviously.
It was if they didn't need then they're right to it. If they didn't need the $1 billion TV contracts and the $1 billion salaries, they could all cut their seasons down in half. Right? Like they could all be Premier League of it all, where you just get to play each other once. And you get relegated. And if you get promoted, you get lots of money. Like it's a whole different system. But these guys are all fucking, you know what I mean, like monopolized in. And they can never like it's just so. But that none of that matters in the play. Like you're right. It's like you have to figure out who's who and pick them off. But that's just me and my personal thing. So seeing how that is turning out. I mean, like, so I am like Cloud. Like I said, they showed up in a better way. They still could have lost it. I lost my $80 bet. You know what I mean? Like my fault. You know, I mean, the best $5
You should have
bets
bet on the
I ever
Leafs.
I should have. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not gonna. Like, I'll break my heart twice.
Potentially.
Yeah, I don't have to. I'm already betting. Like I said, I can't fool myself.
Yeah.
So it all worked out great. I wish. So I could have done it last night. I don't know if I was just fucking drained or what the whole fucking point of it is. Because even like West Coast games, like I never finished watching the Clippers and the Nuggets last night. And I didn't have to go to work. Like I could have stayed up, the Oilers and the fucking Kings. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm fucking turning the TV off. I'm going to bed. And I knew that how great the end of those games were probably going to be. And I love sports and I did, but I just couldn't stay up late to watch. Like I just don't, I personally haven't, I've not that person I used to be where I had to see every little bit because I didn't want to miss out.
Yeah.
Like I can just read it. Like I'm more like you. I can just read the fucking stories now and kind of get a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
But then I'll get a bit of FOMO when I believe like, oh, that was the best third period.
Well, you know what's funny? I'm actually starting to get interested in watching basketball again.
Like just because of the playoffs?
I think it's the whole environment of the league now. Like I said on this show before, ever since the bubble, that's when I really stopped watching basketball. Since the COVID bubble, I was just like, that really just took me out, and I was just like, fuck it. I think I was already getting to my ends about it, but the bubble really took me out, and I was just like, fuck it.
I don't want to cut you off because but bringing you back to like the Raptors had a chance in the bubble.
Yeah, but I just didn't care about I just didn't care. It just didn't seem. Maybe it's because like, you know, I was being old schoolish. Like this didn't seem like basketball. I was just like, fuck this.
So maybe it's the newness of my basketballness or whatever. And they just won the championship. And I like Disney World. Like it was a fucking trip to me that they were playing in the place that I know very well.
Oh yeah, that would be trippy.
Like I knew the buildings, like, and they weren't main buildings, but they were, you know what I mean? I know the sports complex area.
Oh, that would be
that
trippy
they
for
like
sure.
played at. Like I've been to bar, you know what I mean? I've been around where they got to go, and I could just picture myself. Imagine being in Disney World, and there was nothing going on.
Yeah,
like
there was
it's
nothing
easy to
going
criticize
on.
the bubble now. Like, but my view of it is like, thank God they're fucking playing basketball.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
what it does to me is it exposes how that's what it's really like. It is a fucking union meeting, just not in a fucking one piece of property.
Yeah, but without hearing the crowds, without hearing like so much things that surround
Yeah.
the excitement of it, I don't know. I've been watching basketball for so long, like that's what basketball is.
Yeah, I hear you, but the hockey had the same bubble.
They did, but
And I listen. I'm not praising it, but it was just better than nothing.
for sure.
I can see why you might be slowly coming back and
I think the league's in a probably a better. It's just the commissioner if he doesn't fuck anything up, like the All-Star games and stuff like
means
that.
nothing.
It means a lot.
it means nothing.
It's a big moneymaker. I love what the NHL did with the All-Star game last. So this is what he has to do. He has to find something new that
yeah, they will. They're going to copy them.
That's
like they
what
do.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's getting stale. It's
yeah,
getting
but
stale.
so if they have okay, do you like the NBA Cup?
no.
Yeah, you cannot like it, but
I'll watch it.
They're trying.
Yeah, for sure.
There's an effort.
I give
They can
props
never,
to that.
They can never take away how important the playoffs and the champ. Their load management is never going away again.
Yeah.
like we want Kawhi Leonard to play yesterday and tomorrow.
Yeah.
we don't care about game 42 or whatever the fuck. And so, like, they can find them. They can do whatever their rules are. So that's the league you like. There's enough other players to carry them.
Well, that's the thing. Like the league seems pretty stacked the past 2 seasons.
You're right.
And so it's like it's just so much more.
Unfortunately,
interesting.
to cut you off, they're going to ruin it by watering it down by adding 2 more teams. They take that fucking real truth
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, so now we can fucking now there's so many good players
Yeah.
that we can fucking dilute it even more, and then it becomes less of a fucking product again, right? Like it's true, and then it just makes it more fucking point. And so, like, I don't want to hate him for that, but that's just automatically a criticism. I see the same things you do, but I just don't. I don't know. I appreciate that it makes you want to come back to it. Like,
It
I don't know.
does.
So no, this is why I brought up the cup. Like, they're just trying to give you something extra to play for in the middle of the year.
I honestly think that's a good try. I didn't even hate on it. I just don't really like how it's not as important as people. A lot of the players aren't taking it as important. A lot of the media isn't taking it as important. So if it was like, good, important enough, it would be better. But now it's just seen as like a frivolous tournament in midway through the season. That's the problem with the cup.
Yeah, it is, because then it, like, for me, it shatters the illusion that every game is important.
Yeah.
It's all like, and that's why
Yeah.
I like it. Maybe to be contrary, because nobody really, like, the media doesn't, is like, it's way more important than the game would have been before. When I see that this is one of those stupid
That's
tournament
true.
games, I'm like, and they got the fucking gay court and they got all that. It's just like,
Oh, yeah.
I think of it differently. I don't think of it like an NBA championship, but like the Raptors are so far away from an NBA championship right now.
They can win a cup, maybe.
But like, I'm not saying that's a consolation prize, but as a fan, it's like
That's
have
another
one day at a time.
opportunity.
It's more important right
Yeah.
now than anything else. That if they, like, did good last year in the play, that would have been one of the highlights of their year.
Yeah.
Instead of nothing.
No,
That
you're
was
right.
a lost season,
That's true.
right? And so we're not all the Celtics or the fucking Lakers or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? We're not all that. That's what even a team like
The Lakers are out.
I get it. And so remember, I made a bet. If my bet was Houston to win the series, the Lakers to win the series, and I believe the Nuggets to win the series.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the game 1 of all those games, and I lost maybe at least 2 of the 3,
Yeah.
and even some of them. I think the Timberwolves to school the Lakers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I cashed out. I got
Oh.
$5 back of my $10 bet,
Nice.
and then I'm like sweating out. Like, I hope the Lakers don't end up winning. They end up playing good the next time. Like my lack of patience showed and all that.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like for that. Like, so we'll go back to your beloved F1, and I don't want to cut you off.
Before, I just want to say I do like the play-in games too.
Me too. Okay,
I love
great. Thanks
that.
for
I
bringing
think that
up.
was one of the best modifications to NBA recently.
Do you hear more praise about it or more hate on your beloved X?
I don't hear, honestly, it doesn't even when I see it on X, I don't really, people don't see it as new. They talk about it like it's been a part of the game. So they'll be like, oh, now they're going to be in the play-in, they better win. Like the conversation is about the result of the play-in, not that there is a play-in. You know what I mean?
Well, so on podcasts, like NBA podcasts that I listen to, the theme of it is it's a bit of a waste of time. Like these are all they're all like
They're
headline
old
leading.
school stuff, guys. Though.
Well, no, but they're just like there's no chance a 10th seed team is going to do any damage in a playoff.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so why bother?
But they can ruin somebody else's chance.
But
in a
like, if
playoff.
you're not that you're not talking like a 10th team fan right now. Like they're talking like they're a Celtic fan or a fucking fan that's already, you know what I mean? Like whatever's, they're looking at the futility of it all, and I hate that.
I think, yeah.
I think the more the better. Give it
For
all
sure.
chance. Even like any of the
who
wild
cared.
card games.
Who cared about the last 2 games of the NBA season?
The teams that were in 8th or
freaking
9th.
20 years ago or
Yes.
15 years ago. Now everybody who's in 8th or 9th has to care about the last 2 games.
I agree. I am 100% on board. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I forgot about that point. Like, yeah, that's another thing. Like even the cup, you take those things in there and that innovation of trying to make the thing important.
And that's what I'm saying they need to do with the All-Star game. They have to do something, man. Like it's been a big part of my life, the All-Star game, the dunk-off, obviously the 3-point competition back in the day, that now it's just so sad to see something. It's like the Bay. I used to go to the Bay with my dad. I used to go to the Bay with my mom. You know what I mean? I used to and then now it's just like, goodbye.
The quick story I just heard yesterday because the Senators play at the Canadian Tire Center.
Yeah.
Tammy said Canadian Tire is trying to buy the Bay.
Yeah, and so is this billionaire who lives in Vancouver. She made a bid on 25 Bay stores.
Nice. So I thought it was a great move by Canadian Tire to,
Oh, yeah.
like even just for
They
PR.
they have the money.
Yeah, and then just to keep the brand alive, you know what I mean? Like a We Are Canadian type of fucking deal.
For sure.
There's no bad move other than it not being my money that I would say to. But I didn't know about the billionaire person to do that. So shout outs to the Bay and Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
No, that's like I said, I agree with that. I see the same. So that's why I'll bring to the Miami Grand Prix.
Oh, God.
Why?
The Miami Grand Prix is probably one of my, I won't say it's my least, but it's one of my least favorite ones.
And why is that?
I just think it's corny. They always do some corny shit. They always do. The track it looks nice, but the track is not that great. It's not that exciting. Like, to me, the Miami Grand Prix, I kind of I put it where Monaco is.
So I heard an article that called it America's Monaco, like America's
there you
Monaco
go.
Grand Prix. Only in the fact that it has like what it's not like what it's attempting to do and trying and it will succeed is be purely Miami. Like it's got
Yeah.
all the like it's got the most celebrity factor out of all 3 American races.
Even more than Las Vegas?
This is what it's trying to say. Like, Las Vegas looks like it's trying too hard. Las Vegas, to people who want to criticize it, is the ultimate cheese factory.
For sure, but you know what the difference is?
It's a better track.
That's Las Vegas, and it's a better track. It's
Yeah.
Las Vegas. You expect a certain thing from Las Vegas. When they did the Miami Grand Prix, was it last year? And they had all the freaking, was it LL Cool J announcing the thing? I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, but
I
people-
don't want to see this shit.
That's all Monaco is fancy boats and rich people and fucking
For sure, but they're not getting freaking AC/DC to announce
Yeah,
that people
'cause it's
coming
not
out.
American.
It's just like
This is what America does, and this is not a criticism. This is
Yes.
how this is what they do with it. You want their money, you want their viewership.
they're gonna pimp it. But
Yeah.
one of my favorite Grand Prix is Austin.
Yeah, so you're right. A purist will say that, but the thing is, it's the reason that you should like it is it's a purposely built track.
Yes.
It's got thought put into it.
Yeah.
It's got all the grands. It's got it, but it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yep.
It's got zero personality to it.
It does, but
It's got no. Like, that's what I mean. So it doesn't draw anybody else to it.
but where else has personality? Las Vegas and Miami. That's it.
No, Monaco.
Everybody's other personality is mostly based on the track.
Yeah.
Monaco is based on the track. Spa is based on the track.
Monaco should be gone. If it
Monaco
wasn't-
should be gone, but it is Monaco because the track.
Yeah, that would be the only reason why I would like. So me as a new fan who doesn't.
Monaco
who hates
sucks.
tradition. Yeah, I would get rid of it, but you can't.
No.
It's like it's got all the signature pictures. It's got all the history. Like it'll be got like there. Tracks like the in the Netherlands and whatever they're going to be on and off on the circuit.
Yeah.
Like they're so in middle of the road that they don't have the fucking cachet. They can just be like replaced. In my mind, Montreal could probably be one of those places that they end up doing that to because they
Yeah.
just don't have the same cachet that like a Miami
Like
can pull.
history type.
Yeah, but I mean, they might. I don't know.
It is a sold out track every year.
yeah,
and-
but that's so.
and a
Is the, I
lot
bet you
of
the Dutch one is too.
But the funny thing, a lot of drivers say it's their favorite track to drive.
Yeah, but I don't
I'm
think the
doing
drivers
air
get a
quotes.
say anymore.
They have no say.
Like it's all about adding new. You know what I mean? They want to go to different markets.
I actually kind of like Montreal, but I would probably not go.
So what I think is apparent when they show the Miami and they got the LL Cool J's and the Tom Brady's and the fucking is the spectacle of it all. And that's what that's what F1 has more than any other fucking racing circuit.
Yeah.
And so this is what it's too much in your face for you who don't need it, and you can see it's trying too hard. Like for me, it's just like, oh, halfway through any race, you're gonna be like, God damn. Like it's fucking, it's not
Yeah.
always like easy to watch.
Yeah.
Unless you have money on it or your fucking favorite driver's close or whatever, you can find the fun in it. But without the spectacle, like, you know what I mean? Like when I'm the opposite of you. I don't
like
give a
Miami?
fuck. Well, it's my football, so I get to see my world famous football stadium like in there.
It looks nice.
No, and I don't like. I've gone from. I still think the fake water and the boats are cheesy as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like. I'm not.
No,
but
no,
nobody's
no. I
pretending.
thought that too.
Like as long as you're not pretending it's real water. Like as long as you pretend. Like the criticism is the parking lot GP. And I understand that, but they're all fucking. I look at the shitty races in Japan and Monaco, whatever. I go, that's not worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. It's at night. It's on the other side of the world. It's race number 3. But in the middle of the race, this sucks. And so you can say that about Miami already. But I'm just like, wow. Like I'm looking at all the other things. I'm not tuning in hours ahead to watch it. But I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I've gone from laughing at the fake. Well, I'd laugh a little bit at the fake water, but just like, oh, I see what they're doing. Like it's just it's
Yeah,
the
for sure. It's like a
showmanship is there.
stage, but like it's when you overdo it. I would be fine if it was just sure. You have some fake water, you got some boats in there, okay, but we have there is a certain thing that there's a certain tradition. I don't want to say tradition, but there's a routine of it, and when you start doing the routine by just throwing freaking cheese sauce all over it, it just ruins it. It just turns people the wrong way. It's like when they did what they did this year with that new F1 freaking opening type thing where they had everybody in the stadium and they had all the cars come out. Did you see this? So the first time for opening F1, they had all the cars, they revealed all the cars, all the drivers came down a stage, they were all in a place, and it was just so weird. Like, what's going on? I know you're trying to innovate, but come on.
I don't hate. I guess it's because I don't care about that traditions as much, and it's not a tradition to me. I'm thinking that we don't realize, like about Monaco, about the cheese that they went through to get who they are, and even. Like however much they praise it, you and I also go, yeah, but it sucks as a race.
Yeah.
That's not. You're not. That doesn't. You don't get to say that. You and I. But that's not good. That's way at the bottom of the page.
Mm-hmm.
That they're not. You know what I mean? They're not going to promote that. Like that's underneath. You know what I mean? Like there's not a time and place for that. And so the cheese is, we're pretending this is a good race. And so, the same thing with Miami. It's just so new and American, and it's not what you watch it for. Me too. I think it's comparable to like celebrating a draft, the NFL draft or the NBA draft or the NHL draft. Just like I get it, future's important. None of these players are going to matter right now. Like fucking, like you're making a whole show.
Unless it's LeBron James.
Like or Wemby. Like it matters, but then that's gone in 2 seconds. Okay, first pick, the Spurs pick Wemby. All right, thanks everybody. We're going to turn that into a 4-day event now.
No. I mean, that's a little extra.
But that's basically what. But somebody wants to watch it.
Yeah.
And so I get what they're trying. Like I'm not like they're just looking to make more content.
But that is the draft. Like you expect a certain thing from the draft. When you expect a certain thing from something else and they start going left field, it's just weird. But I'm kind of a hypocrite because when the Las Vegas Grand Prix came out, it was cheesy, but I gave it forgiveness because it's Las Vegas. It's like, okay, the lights, it's the show, it's the big show. Like that's what it is. So you expect a certain, but even that to me wasn't as bad as Miami's last year.
No, Vegas does it way, but you're right. Like it has it.
Yeah.
But like I said, you and I we're not Miami people. Like Miami has got its own vibe.
Yeah.
Like Miami has got the personality, you know what I mean? Like it's a fucking massive party city.
Yeah.
People go there for the weekend, you know what I mean? Like for jokes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just regular people. Like, it's got every, you know what I mean? The high fucking flying ritzy fucking Miami Vice. Like, it's got the same party vibe since the 70s, right? Like Cocaine City, fucking Vice City.
Yeah.
Like, it owns that. It fucking, it's not like a championship city like Pittsburgh or whatever thing like that, but it's like it's an international party city.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what they're putting on. There just happens to be a race. And Vegas has already established that. Like it's way more iconic than Dolphin Stadium or fucking like, you know what I mean? Like it's not by the water, not like, you know what I mean? Like you can see them trying too hard. Vegas it's already tried hard.
Yeah.
Like that, we've already forgiven them.
Yeah.
Look at the cheesy fucking palm tree lights or whatever that's. It's like, yeah, of course, it's Vegas. What do you expect?
Yeah.
And then you just like love the fucking thing. Like, but we are miles away from Vegas. And you and I, or you personally, like the thought of going to Vegas. Like I love going to Vegas. It's a newer thing to me. And so it's just like, oh yeah, of course, Vegas. You want to see they got the fucking the dome. You know what I mean? Like fucking you see everybody, like all the graphics on the fucking the dome. And so there's so much more to see. And it's a better race. It just happened to be a better race.
Yep.
So that's what like they're always going to be like that. And so they don't have to do all the same things that Miami does. But yeah, I get it. But that's what Miami does. Like
Yeah,
it's like
that's
that's what
fair.
the whole thing is. Miami's just being Miami, and that's like if it puts you off, then that's fine. But like that's what they do, right? They're trying to make a show of it. So
Yeah, but just do a better job of it. That's all.
but yeah, but so you think it's as bad as it ever is?
I think last year was so bad. I was cringing the whole opening thing. I was.
Yeah, well,
it was
I just started watching when the race
It was
started.
so bad. So I don't know.
You know what I think it is for me? Because the race is on at such a normal time, like
Yeah.
fucking 2 or 4, whatever,
Yeah.
that I have no choice but to see all the pregame.
Yeah, that's
Like
what they want.
Yeah, but but I don't get sucked into it. I do a little bit because I can turn it on. I'm waiting to see something and go. For all the other races, all the pregame is happening between fucking 12 and 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I don't have to pay attention to any of it. I use my F1 app to watch qualifying and racing and whatever, but I never watch it for other articles. I never use it for like any kind of talk. That talk in racing is so boring and overrated.
I don't think so.
You don't because you like all the technical aspects of it, but I just
Yeah.
think it's utter nonsense. As a person who likes to bet, none of it fucking helps me.
Well, if you're talking about betting, yeah.
No, even like knowing anything, like it's just like the wishful. No, it's not uninformative, but it just doesn't. Whatever, even if it's like Gasly having a fucking this or the other and then flames out, or Yuki this that the other flames out. Like you can't predict it at all, but
No.
like it's just like all the things that they talk about never fucking happen.
Yeah, whenever they talk, well, a lot of the drivers, if you watch them, a lot of drivers, they'll be like, if you ask, oh, so what do you think you're gonna, what do you think is the race gonna be like? A lot of the good drivers, the veteran drivers, be like, I have no idea. Like they think that's a stupid question to ask
Yeah.
them what the race is
I
gonna
agree.
be like. But if you ask them, like what I was just watching, there was like, they're asking Lewis, like, what do you think your issues with the car? Well, that's a legitimate question. He's telling you those like what his issues with the car. I never watch it for their predictions. I never watch it for them, and they'll never really tell you that they're gonna. Oh yeah, we're gonna be great this season. We're gonna beat this race. They never know because in F1 more than almost any other sport, but it's so unpredictable. It is so unpredictable.
Unfortunately, once the race starts, it's very predictable.
Yeah, after the beginning, it's after the
After
beginning.
lap 5.
Lap 5, 1 to 5, unpredictable. Then like the middle of it is thing, but then when tires start to wear, then you
Yeah.
never know. Pits, people
Yeah.
crash, freaking all this shit happens. But it's you can't when you make a bet on Verstappen other than the last couple seasons, you make a bet on Verstappen this season, it's not a confident bet. It's
No.
like, yeah, I feel good about it possibly, but I mean,
Not to totally pivot, what I kind of compare it to, and I'm just thinking about it now, is I just started getting into watching real estate shows.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's like we're just doing like shit. We're doing some
You
renovations
talking
on the
about
house.
reality real estate shows
Yeah, so
or like
reality,
HGTV?
like Selling Sunset or Owning Manhattan or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
For some reason, the Owning Manhattan one came on my my thumbnail, and I started watching for a bit, and you could see that they're just trying to make a TV show. They have all this fucking office drama. They have all these fucking personalities,
Yeah.
and it was annoying to me. I would end up fast forwarding stuff, and I just want to see these penthouse apartments, and like there's just these apartments in Manhattan are just amazing,
Yeah.
right? And just the way they stage them, and for some reason, I was just like on it, but. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and the stories were so annoying. Like the people I couldn't get on board with this, and I just mentioned to Tammy, go, yeah, I'm watching this shit, and they're showing this apartment that I think was in Succession, you know what I mean, and whatever, this $250 million fucking penthouse,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. And she goes, oh well, if you like, you should watch Selling Sunset. She goes, because it's pretty girls that are selling real estate.
Yep, one of Selena's shows.
And I'm like, okay, let's go. And she goes, and even on the Traders, one of them was from there, whatever. So I check it out. It's got like 8 seasons on it already. So I started from season 1 and doing it. She was right. I don't know what's better to watch personally. I don't like actually is the $1 million houses in Hollywood, LA, or the $1 million penthouses in New York. Like there's 2 totally different styles.
That's why when I watch house stuff, I just go on YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube guys who search like who tour like the whole $200 million houses, $300 million houses, penthouses, all those stuff. And I just watch those on YouTube.
Yeah, so you get none of the soap opera stuff.
None of the soap opera stuff. And they just walk through the entire house. It's probably like usually like 20 minutes. They tell you like all these crazy things.
that
like,
sounds cool.
I've seen some houses, they have like secret garages and there's like cars. I've watched this one house that this guy had a freaking supercar on his wall in the garage in the basement. But they don't tell you who's the house, but you're just like, who the fuck? What the fuck is he?
See,
He
that's
has like
exactly what I'm looking for.
60-car garage, and he's like, yeah. And so he really loved this car, so he decided to put it on, and it's a fucking full car.
I'm going to remind you to send me a link of who you watch on that, because like I'm not about to say I'm going to stop watching Selling Sunset.
No.
Because
Those
they are very
girls,
pretty girls.
they are.
They do, there is, so if it's done well, I could see why it's a successful show.
Yeah.
And I could see how the New York, in my mind, failed at trying to do that, like that one particular one I watched. And I see, even part of it though is still, oh man, these chicks are way too catty for me.
Yeah.
It's just if I think it's authentic enough or whatever, right? And so yeah, part of it, because the story is kind of decent, and I'm not fast forwarding anything, right? Like even if I think it's soapy and I haven't clinged on to it enough, I was waiting to see the houses more. And you're right, there's a better way to do that.
Yeah.
But the reason why the Selling Sunset is more popular is because they add that show to it. And every sport wishes they had that. Like you know what I mean? Like
That is true.
Like you going to the YouTube to look at the house with no pretty girls is the non-Miami Grand Prix of it all.
Exactly.
Right, but the rest of us
Just
want a
give me
little
the
pretty
shit.
girl.
I don't want to see. When I see the pretty girls, all I hear is "Rup, rup, rup." No, nah. Am I allowed to say?
I hear you. You're right. No, but
Rup, 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 rup. 7 bedrooms. Rup, rup.
isn't that what happens with every pretty girl you hear? Except for your wife, the wife, not the wife. There you go. Right, honey? I hear
I
everything
listen
you
to
say.
everything she says. Absolutely.
That is hilarious. That's how I care. So totally going off that, going back to TV shows. I don't know what I'm going to think of your answer here. Did you finish watching Adolescence yet?
Honestly, yes. I finished watching
You
Adolescence.
faggot. Okay, so I don't want to spoil it for people, and I will try not to, but people have known I wanted to talk about this. So did I hype it up too much to you?
No, I thought it was good.
Yeah? Like,
I thought it was good. The only issue I had is I predicted the ending from the beginning of the show.
that's fine. You knew that the kid did.
I knew the kid did it. I told Selena from the beginning. I said, "Oh, he did it." No, he's a nice guy. I'm like, he did it. He literally did it.
Yeah.
And then the camera. Once they showed you the video camera, and Selena was like, "Well, you didn't see a knife, but like you could see his arm going in a stabbing motion." I'm like, he obviously is on camera. If anybody's denying that he did it, they're just playing off emotion.
So this is the kind of fucked up thing. Like, I haven't talked to anybody, like too many people about it. So hearing you say that, I get it. And I think for the rest of us who didn't like know right away, or the part of us that didn't want to believe it, even when you see and I'm not a parent. I think what it does is they're assuming that the rest of us don't think the kid did it.
Mm-hmm.
And so even when they show you that, you're like, well, what's wrong with the video?
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? That's a go-to.
Yep,
Like, you're
for
protecting the
sure.
kid, you're protecting yourself.
The dad asked him straight up, "Tell me," and he's like, "No." But Part of the tell was the amount of force they came in and the amount of conviction the cops came in with arresting him and stuff. They didn't come in and they were in there questioning him and all this. They said, "You're under arrest for murder. We have all this evidence. We have this strong evidence." Even their lawyer said there's strong evidence. You know at that if any other reasonable situation, if it wasn't a TV show, you'd be like, okay, you're fucked, bro.
So that's a trip for me. I think I don't know what say what you think, but because all that kind of stuff is vague, right? Like why they come in with so much force? What is the lawyer? You know what I mean? Like how is he thinking? And then when you see the video, like then you're like, oh, that kind of you backtrack in your mind and think, oh, that's why they said that. That's why they think that. That's why they do that. But I think what people resonate with is just like the emotions of the parent, like the family, like the repercussions of it. Like when do you, as the dad, like go from like you know what I mean, like believing him. Like and seeing that, and even seeing the video, like what, like how do I reconcile with like that is my kid?
That's the thing.
And like, so I like it too because it veered off in 4 episodes. Like when the cops come in and when they do, and the way the cops behave like they did so professionally, and just like the fucking the black cop at the beginning, how he came in and it was so forceful and everything, just like. I just loved the way everything was handled.
Yeah.
I like how they didn't. There was no Miami Grand Prix in any of it. Like it was just business going on,
business as usual.
And the tragedy is, it's almost like that's just regular kid stuff that got a little too far.
Yeah.
And the overall arc. Listening to people what they liked it so much is just because parents feel a little lost sometimes. They don't really, like you see the emojis and even the cops didn't understand how the kids are talking these days.
Yep.
And how easy they can code, like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Take all the words you want. They'll just find new ways to talk about what they want to talk about.
Sure.
And how scary it is when they, like, you know, they thought they were protecting him by keeping him in his room or whatever. And what role did they play in turning their son into that? Right, like it's so open ended.
Yeah,
right. Like he's like, you know what I mean. Like I don't know. Like I don't know.
He seemed like a very innocent kid, right?
But with no, like, not a problem family.
Not a problem. Yeah, everything seemed like it was on the up and up. But like
I don't know how much of
never
it's
know.
peer pressure. Like, you know what I mean. Like how much
some people are just crazy inside.
See, like I just it was just so sad. Like ultimately, it sucks to watch a show that's just about sadness. But like that seems just way more real than like living in The Last of Us or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like
Did you start The Last of Us?
I have not started The Last of Us yet.
Do you feel bad about that kid?
The Last of Us.
No,
kid?
no. That was just a side question.
Do I feel so? As a former teenage boy, I feel that he should feel the repercussions of it. I feel for his confusion on what's going on in the world.
I don't know if I'm heartless, but I felt no way about it. Probably because I was convinced from the start.
Okay.
I didn't feel, I'm just like, this kid freaking just killed somebody.
Yeah. I'm not trying to let him off on that.
I know.
I'm not even trying to understand how his emotions got away from him.
I think I don't know. I think I didn't feel like they did a good enough job of making the kid feel like he was bullied. I think they could have done a better job of making him feel bullied.
Yeah. It's not a perfect show. Like I agree with you.
There is no perfect show other than Breaking Bad.
I agree with you that the not Better Call Saul.
No. Better Call Saul is not as perfect as Breaking Bad. And none of them is as perfect as The Sopranos.
And so, yeah, like that's why it's not a cut or dry thing. No, it's more cut or dry that he's a murderer. And he did, there is no justification.
Yep.
It's the thing is how easy it, like, there is no one thing. Part of the thing is that how easy it is to instantly think that he's a boy picking on a girl.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
No, it's instantly, you know what I mean? Like how could it ever be a girl picking on a boy?
That is true.
And then you see that. And then for me, I'm just trying to think back because it's so long ago.
Have you been
the
picked
rest
on
of
by
us watched this? Excuse me. And so
Jay, what?
And of course you don't listen. And so I think part of it is like it wasn't like a turn that like a plot twist that was, you know what I mean, like just thrown in there for accident. It was just like you know what I mean? Like, even like the emojis or whatever. Like, I have fucking no clue. I don't use emojis now. But what how it was red pilled, and what even they think red pill means now compared to what the Matrix was and what red pill, you know what I mean, started out being.
Yeah, that was a trip.
Yeah, so you can't. So that's all, you know what I mean? Like real. That's real world stuff that I had to just reckon with as a observer. But listening to parents, like listening to fucking, like I'm not even saying, like I don't like know what it did to you. As a fucking, as you know what I mean, like a girl that's a teenage girl that lives online, like, and you already have to fucking know, like you know what I mean, like fingers crossed and hope whatever my lessons are told her, and what she knows already more than you do, how to communicate online. And now you got boys that are just coming right into it. And the furthest thing from them is any indication that they would be like that. They both got massive social skills.
I mean, Sawyer's kind of crazy,
but he's got social skills that are fucking, you know what I mean, like he hides them well. You know what I mean? And he looks more like a leader to me than a follower of sorts. Like, I don't know, right? Like, it's still going to pan out. But that's kind of, I'm not saying it should be scary, but it's the unknown of how to, like, stop from you being that dad or that, you know what I mean? Or the daughter or the fucking mom who now have to live life like they did something wrong, right? And maybe they did.
That's why you don't defend them from the start. You say, you're wrong, you killed him, get out of my... No, I'm kidding.
That's why you
I
will.
would never.
So, going back to perfect TV shows or whatever, something like that. So, I'm not comparing them or whatever, but I did finish watching 1923.
Yes.
And Tammy told me, when I talked about it last time, I saw more of myself, or I could relate to myself. What was the other show we were talking about last week? She saw more of. She could relate to 1923 more than The Last of Us. I think I just
The Last of Us.
I don't know what. Like saying I could. It wasn't The Last of Us, but it's whatever show we talked about last week. I was saying like I can't live in, like, I'm not living in 1923. Like horses, ranching, fucking land grabs. Like that's not my world.
Yeah.
But what was her, like what she loved is the love story of it all.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't want to spoil people from 1923, but what did you think of the whole arc of 1923?
We talking both seasons or just this season?
The both seasons. You can say this season if you want, whatever you want.
I thought it was good. I liked all of it.
I don't know what part of it I didn't like, because I knew that because of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Like I knew they weren't going to lose the ranch.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I don't know how
it's just the drama about. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's crazy because there's you know they're not going to lose the ranch, but you still I think you're more invested in the characters. Now I do think that they rushed the end of this season as well. What did we just mention this about another show? That we rushed the end of the season?
I think that's the show I'm forgetting about to fucking compare the two.
I think they rushed the end of the season as well. It's like, okay, we got here, let's tie up all the loose ends now. And then it's just like one episode of tying up loose ends. I hate when they do that, but whatever. Sometimes you have to extend the story because, yeah, the love story was technically the main point of it all. In the first season, the love story wasn't the main point, but in the second season, it was all about these two getting back together, basically.
So I think when I use the whole series, it was maybe my favorite part.
The love story?
Yeah, like
the
I agree with Tammy, because even like the whole way they meet and the fucking like her leaving her fucking husband, and then the whole fucking the elephant is chasing them, the boat capsizes.
Yeah.
Everything about their fucking adventure was the part that I think intrigued me the most.
Yeah, the love story and the anticipation of him coming back to save the ranch, because you know it's getting saved, so you just want to see. But it was unbalanced. It was more balanced on the love story than anything else, and it really fizzled out. The ranch really started to fizzle out in the second season. Like, you're not really talking about the ranch. You don't really care about all the characters that they built up in the first season, like the banner and the main rich guy. Like, these guys that they built up didn't really play a part in the second season. It was just about the love story. So it was just a little unbalanced, but that's what they need to do to push the story forward, because you need to explain the child. You need to explain who everybody is, right? It's not about the villains at this point.
I think the villains are just they have to be certain faceless entities. Like,
Eventually, they
no,
were
but-
very
no, he was a great bad
especially
guy.
in the first season.
Well, even this one, like his
Yeah.
fucking disposal of the
This-
fucking women,
but
like the
he had-
fact the other guy couldn't even work
Yeah,
for him
I know,
anymore.
right? That's crazy. But he had a lot less screen time in the second season. They
But
both
it
did.
was impactful.
sure.
This is what it's all just a setup for the 1983.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the show, because he said they burned the fucking house down and go, we don't want another one like you coming for another 50 years. And all the prognostication or whatever, future tripping of him saying, like, there's more of these guys coming. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, wherever
Oh, yeah,
this
for
fucking
sure.
rich guy came, there's more
There's
like him.
more. It always
And then
comes.
you just see it in Yellowstone. And so, again, like, I like the story of 1883 better because what the appeal to me is just like seeing how their whole existence comes from,
Yeah.
like seeing what stock they are. You look at the Harrison Ford's wife in this story and you go, oh, I see a bit of Beth in her.
Yeah.
And you see like the love story, you go, oh, I see a bit of Beth in her.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You can see,
And then you see their son's fiance or wife, the son who died, and you'd be like, she ain't gonna make it.
no. And
Right?
yeah. There's
She
a
ain't
lot of
got it.
fucking older
But
holes.
then you see what's his name's wife who had the child, and you're like, she would have been great.
Yeah.
Their mom would have loved her. It would have been crazy, even though they said it at the end. But like, she would have been. It would have been the banter.
So I do, yeah. She was amazing. Like, maybe it's good acting, good writing, good character,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So that's why I think that's what carried that story along.
Yeah, and that's what it is. But I don't know if I like the show. I give it. It's probably a top notch show. I would recommend it to people
better than
anytime they're bringing it
Yellowstone.
up. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Maybe not
But
the
when
first
when you talk about balance, like just the balance is a little off. But I give it forgiveness because that's what they needed to do. Because when you watch shows like the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, and you're talking about balance of love stories, of everything. There's so much. I was talking to Aaron at work, and he was looking at social media, and they were talking about the top 10 deaths. Like, they have this game that's going on social media. They say, so you have to rank these things between 1 and 10, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you what it is, and then you have to put it in an order automatically. You don't know what the next one is. So if I start off with someone's death, like who died in Game of Thrones? Somebody like freaking
Ned Stark.
Ned Stark. Where would you rank that on 1 to 10? That affected you.
Okay, so it probably is 1, 2, or 3 because it was early and it was shocking.
Yeah.
So without knowing what else could come, I'm tempted to put it at 1 because the first impactful death on that whole show.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I want to leave room for something else,
Right.
Because there's another death I think was very epic. It wasn't as important. It depends on what you're thinking. I will give it no less than a 3. I'm going to go 2.
So I gave it a 2 as well.
That's funny.
Right? So, and I was thinking like, because we have that thought process, that's a well-balanced show for the first 4 seasons. That's a well-balanced show. Like, you have so much shit going on that you can't rank anything 1. It would be hard to rank.
interesting.
Anything I gave you, you would not have been able to rank. If I would have said the Red Wedding, you'd be like, okay, but then there's Ned Stark,
No,
and then
that was-
there's this
yeah.
part, and then there's this. So that was a lot better balance of an overall show.
Okay,
for
so
the
you know
first
why?
4
You know what I
seasons.
wanted to say 1? Okay, sorry, because it's all perspective. A few weeks ago, just randomly turned on TV, I saw some reruns of Game of Thrones, season
Yeah.
1. And I saw when Ned's head got cut off again. I saw Arya fucking, like, I saw a couple of episodes leading up to it, like bits and pieces of it. Like, for a couple of days, I saw bits and pieces of the Game of Thrones. And I saw that. And I saw the Mother of Dragons
Yeah.
go into the fire. I saw her lose her husband.
Yeah.
I mean, Tammy would rank that probably number 1. But anyway,
I mean-
and so I saw her come out, but what I missed, so before that, when she was marrying fucking Carl Drago or whatever,
Yeah.
her brother was still alive.
Yeah.
And her brother, and I forgot about her brother. And so you think, and then I, at the time when I'm watching the show, realized, fuck, I want to sit here and binge until he dies. Because it was such a great death. They poured molten fucking
thing, yeah.
steel over his head.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And I'm
Yeah.
like, he's way less of an important character than Joffrey or the Red Wedding or that, but I liked it so much.
Yeah.
And I even forgot just now until like Joffrey's death. Like
Exactly.
you see Joffrey being a dick and you can't wait till he dies. And it's like, it's choking. It's so you know what I mean? Like but it's so satisfying.
It was so satisfying, but after that, then you're like, who the hell's going to be the villain now?
Yeah, they try too
They
hard,
tried,
and tried
and
another
it's
thing.
like,
They can't
fuck.
do it. I know.
Damn it.
So then you can't forgive a show that will just never kill a Joffrey.
Yeah. Yeah. But like that show that's just the balance I was missing. But
Yeah, I hear you.
I know not every show can do balance because especially when you're pushing prequels and postquels and all these things,
Yeah,
you have
postquels.
other postquels. You have other things that you have to take into consideration. So I just forgive. I like almost all of Taylor Sheridan's things. Like
I think that's what the thing I like talking to you about TV shows is you are not that. You have to be pushed to that absolute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you will talk about the balance and the critic, but it won't be your lead off.
Yeah.
It won't be like Game of Thrones is great, but like you will say the fourth season, not that because we're in the middle of a fucking year-long conversation about it. But
Yeah.
you it's not your go-to. You know what I mean? You're very forgiving. You really appreciate the fucking effort of it. And
yeah, it's hard. Shit's hard.
the only thing I did take your recommendation on, and so we're only like 3 episodes in, maybe 4, is Long Bright River.
Oh, I forgot about that show.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, we finished
Okay,
it.
so I'm not. So it took me a second to get into it.
Me too.
What's crazy is before this instead of when I'm not looking at $10 billion mansions in New York or thing, I don't mind watching videos of people going to sketchy neighborhoods.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
ever seen there's
Yeah,
some
yeah.
like sketchy neighborhoods where they'll go in and that Kensington place. I don't know if it's because we got a Kensington market in Toronto, and
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't look like the place I'm thinking of.
It's not
And so
Kensington.
I've seen that city, like not Philadelphia Central, but wherever like Kensington is, wherever this show is filmed before, and it's worse than Baghdad.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
Wait, hold on. Now I got to refresh. So it's the girl and there's all the hookers and all this
It's
stuff
and so
going on.
missing girls, and her
Yes,
sister is missing.
her sister's- okay, yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah,
so.
And she's
so
just
we
like a
have
cop, a
so I
very good cop.
She's a great cop, but she's just a little girl
She
basically.
has her
still. She's
issues,
troubled,
yeah.
and well, no. So this is never mind the major. Like we'll talk about the major storyline. I'll give people enough spoilers, and I'll wait
Yeah.
till I've done more to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
But what's so drawing about it is her fucking brokenness.
Yeah.
Like it's not even something you want to like. I want to fix, or it's a fixable thing. It's such a shame. Like it's a life thing. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah.
her whole little story that I know about already is just fucking like it's so understandable. Like the slow roll of me finding out who she is from the beginning to this like 4 episodes in or whatever. Like I'm lost to try to compare it to a broken person that I root for on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Like it's like and yeah, I've never, I don't know if I've never seen that in a woman more. Like usually it's a man lead
Yeah.
that has all these internal demons. Like it's not even that bad, but like the
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton of it all.
Like I compared it to the mayor of Easttown. Even she wasn't as broken as her.
No, and she doesn't, and it's just not the same. It's like when you're right. That was a great comparison, and your other comparison was, I was confusing Mayor of Easttown to the one with Jeremy Renner in it, the other Tyler Sheridan show, the prison. So that guy has the same issues, but he's just a whatever Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood type of guy.
Kingstown.
Yeah, Kingstown, whatever, Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
That's no wonder I got that. So I was thinking of that. Like you're right. Like that town is way more Philadelphia, like
Yeah.
whatever, than the other one. So other than it being the female lead, no, that Mayor of Easttown, she was way more cut out to do whatever she was doing. I
yeah.
think. Yeah, like so. If it's almost like Mayor of Kingstown,
Yeah.
but with her,
Yeah.
and instead of fucking Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
And see, Jeremy Renner, every now and then a crack would come in, and you would see, you know what I mean? But it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know if I just feel for her because she's like a petite little girl, you know what I mean, or whatever, and not just a leading man. But seeing it in her, like portrayed by her very well, like she just never fucking had it. Like it's just amazing. She hadn't turned into whoever all these things around her.
Yep.
And we just found out who the father of her son or daughter is, or her son
yeah.
is. And so, like, you know, I mean, it's about to go in a different
But
line.
the thing about this, also, you're that far. So the thing about the thing is, with that character, she was always expected to do big things, though. So she did have a chance, but
Not by her family. Her grandfather forced her to be her
in
mom.
terms of parenting, yes. But I'm talking about the ingredients. Like she was smart,
Yeah.
right. She has great intuition.
She
obviously,
has 0 street smarts. That kid's stealing her fucking oboe and her sister fucking whatever she did to get it back.
I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't. That's why.
But yes,
to talk about.
But street smarts were wasn't. But she's very intelligent, and she has intuition in terms of figuring. So she grew from that. From that example, she's grown from it. Now, there's a reason she's not mayor of Easttown and a detective, and she's a beat cop,
Yeah.
right? There is a reason there because there's still the growth.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of messed up. But
It's it's pretty good, and but like the brokenness of that character is it's jarring.
So you found the father of her child? That's where you guys are at?
Yeah, that and we've also just found out her friend Truman has his gambling problem is returned. He just fucking came back.
yeah.
So the last thing we saw was him getting off the phone with her, and you see he's at a casino.
Yeah.
And so,
Okay, yeah,
Because
yeah,
like they
I
have
know.
video of who like the guy clad in black. Right, and then the one guy saying this can't be a black dude because he's wearing a Villanova shirt or whatever the fuck he's wearing, and then at first I'm thinking, oh, and I could be wrong, but first I'm thinking, oh, it must be Punchy from fucking Ray Donovan, because why would they have that such? He's the only other known character or actor, and
Yeah.
Tammy's like, no, he's too fat, he can't be that guy, he can't be. He said, do you think it's the fucking friend, like the black dude? And it's like, no, he's too nice of a guy, and then so it still could be, you know what I mean? That's like part of the thing. And then we're finding out who the father of the child is, and and she's just discovered, you know what I mean? The connection with Thing and him is like, that might just be so obvious at this point. I don't know, but that guy is not a very nice guy either.
No, that
like,
guy's
and
a
so
dick.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I really don't understand.
That
what's
guy's
up.
when I was watching it, I'm thinking that with that character, I was like, there's no way he's as bad as she's making him out to be. And then like every interaction, you're just like, this guy's a dick.
Bro, when
What
they
the
show
fuck?
her first seeing him and
Like,
she's reading
what?
a book and he comes up, I'm like, this is gross.
I'm just like,
I don't
yo,
like where this is going.
This guy's a
And then you see how she loses it. So I can't recall feelings. I feel more sorry for her than any other character I can think of in a long time. So we got that going on.
Nice.
Real quickly, you got 5 minutes maybe, but probably not. I don't know
Yeah.
if I can trouble. The pod's going to be on a hiatus for next week.
Yes.
You're going on a family camping trip or something?
We're going to a cottage. So we did this a couple years ago. And so our
So it's not a
cousins-
yearly thing?
No, because my cousins are all crazy. They're all doing their own thing at the time. So when we came together to do this again, everybody's like, but this time we're bringing the kids. Last time we didn't bring the kids; it was just all of us. And this time we're bringing the kids. So
That doesn't seem right.
I know, right?
Do you have
Why would we
like?
bring
Is
the
it
kids?
so? Is there? How many people are going?
I think like 10 or 12 adults. So there's probably going to be 20 of us total.
10 adults and 10 kids.
Probably something like that, like somewhere around that ratio. We got like a 6 or 7 bedroom cottage, so it's a big ass cottage.
Yeah, it must be. How far away?
It's like 2 hours. I
And
forget
you've not
where
been
it
here, but
is.
have you been to this town before? This
No, I haven't. I don't.
Okay,
I don't
no,
think
I
I've
know you
been
don't do
to
it a
the
lot, but
town.
you have done it before.
Yeah, I don't think I've been to the. It's actually kind of close to Deerhurst,
Okay.
where we usually go, but it's not in the same. All
right.
thing. So yeah, we'll be doing that next week.
I can't wait to hear the stories from that.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
How many nights?
We're going. We got it from Thursday night, but we are going up Friday morning because I work Thursday. So we're going up Friday morning, and then we'll be back Sunday.
So you're not missing any time from work?
No.
That's terrible. That's not a vacation at all.
Yeah, I know.
No,
right?
it's good. You got your old long weekend every weekend.
Well, we have and we have Deerhurst this year as well, so that's happening.
I'm going to congratulate you on the first thing on this fucking list that they talk about. You managed to avoid.
Bro, I just don't know.
You are
Oh, the election.
No,
so
not
did
that.
you vote?
I wasn't into talking about the last.
So you voted.
you avoided the fucking. The first one was diet and exercise.
So you voted. Are you willing to tell everybody who you voted for?
I told people who I was voting for before.
But you don't know. But that was before. Did you actually put pen to paper?
I did. Yeah, I voted for my liberal, whatever. I was voting for Mark Carney. I voted for my
Yeah.
local liberal and Mark Carney.
So I voted for the losing side.
yeah, we knew that.
I
expected
actually
that.
did do it. I was bouncing back and forth, but I was convicted. I think last time we said it, I was pretty
Yeah.
sure I was going to do it, and yeah,
I'm still indifferent.
I'm optimistic though.
Like this is basically what I hope. But at first, when I did it before, like there was a big conservative wave, and I have lots of reasons that I'm not even gonna be able to get into. Like I can't. It's not just. Like I have more conservatism in me than liberalism.
Yep.
But what I said about before earlier, and even when Trudeau stepped down or whatever, is just like, I don't think liberalism defines what Canada is, but I do think it leans a little bit more that way. I do think that I don't want a whole world that's leaning to the right.
Yeah.
I like to be a little right of center, but I don't want to. I just don't. I don't trust. I know it's not just the leader, right? Like I just don't. But that guy's just way more of trying too hard. I'm not even convinced he has a brown wife for love. Like I just think he's just made himself into a picture politician.
He is a career politician.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that.
And I agree with you. I think the antics was too much. The slogans were too much. But at the end of the day, what changed my decision mostly, because I went back and forth a couple times, but what changed my decision the last time was just the fact that it's just change.
I agree. I'm hoping that they are willing to do more change. I don't want them to fucking be I'm glad it's a minority government.
Yeah.
I want them to take on a lot of the energy superpower that they want Canada to be.
If he wants to get reelected,
he has to lean that way.
He has to do the things he says he's going to do. He just did his press. Did you watch it today?
No.
He did his press conference today, his first press conference, and he outlined his first priorities, which is making the deal with the U.S. but not rushing it, saying that they're expanding to other markets, so forget about what we've always known with the U.S., which he's been saying. So now
I love that almost the most.
Yep. And he said, he talked about the military, strengthening the military, which like I said, that was a big thing for me.
Yep.
And yeah, so all the points he touched on, the taxes, whatever, I don't care. Housing is another thing, doing housing in Canada.
Yeah.
And so these are things that they seem promising. And if he actually puts his boots to the ground and does at least knocks off one or two of these things in the neck before the next election, or actually shows progression, the interprovincial trade, which is absolutely ridiculous, that if he does any of these things, then I will change my vote back.
That's why I voted for him, because the change that they can do can lead us into a better way and has more purpose to it, and I think has more experience doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And even the bankerness of it, like I hate bankers, but that's how the world works.
Yep.
And I think he's in a
100%.
position to represent how I feel I want a deal done with America. Like I don't think he'll be pushed around as much as the other fucking party.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would have wanted to be more like that. Like they would be more like Trumpish.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they would have really done that.
But how many people would actually hate Trumpish if it's their own country?
I think you don't treat, like I said, like I listen to this podcast about a lot of things. If you were China, I think more than I'd watch it, he's a China puppet. He's weakening the states in a way that you would do if you were China.
Well, he thinks he's strengthening the states.
Because he wants to lead, but he doesn't know how to govern. Like we like leaders. The governing people is a whole different thing. Mm-hmm. Being a fucking Tariq or a booby at work is harder. Is different than what you do. Mm-hmm. You might make it look easy to these other people, but they can't finesse it. Mm-hmm. They can't go from the floor to the fucking office like a person like you can. So that's why you're better at it. And the other side is more of a Tariq that wants to get in there and be more power. And it gets a little bit further than that. Like just because they've had 4 terms and a fucking lot of mistakes, I could say way more mistakes I thought the Liberals do. But I have to fight I stifle my own feelings. It's like we need a drastic change.
Yeah.
And I don't think that anymore. I don't think like in certain areas, yes, let's focus more and we can change. And I like those thoughts, but I don't put any hope on it. Like I don't know if he's going to unite the country like I want him to.
Yeah.
I don't think the other side had a chance of uniting the country.
That's fair.
I think this side had a better chance of, when I first did it, it was to stop the Conservative from having a majority government. It seems stupid now because it almost went the other way. But that's the feeling that I think other people like me had.
Yeah.
Just like I have more confidence in this. I have more. They're not going to get pushed around. They're not going to. They're going to have an idea of bringing their own ideas to the table, other than, you know what I mean, like just the things that we wish the government did already now. And it's easy to say what to do and change. And I'm happy that, like, for all that I like the fucking NDP guy and all that, like, just go away.
Yeah.
Like, just try to have these other two sides work together and not bringing these other parties in to fucking make a fucking majority and all that. Like it's.
Which he actually, they asked him this
I
question.
wanted to do it. They say way too much.
No,
I'm
they
not-
asked him this question: will you join the NDP and make a pact for the majority government? He said no.
Yeah, that's
He's
what
like,
I want to
I'm
hear.
not doing it.
I don't know if it'll actually not happen.
Yeah, it's politics.
Because it's politics. So I don't like. That's what I'm saying. Like I would rather be disappointed with this guy than be disappointed with the other guy. Like I said, I was on the fence of both.
Yeah.
And it's not listen, the most ridiculous thought I had a couple of them. I was like, this is again fucking 50 years in the future. If there's Shira law in this country, it's because it's conservative, not liberal. Okay, and I'm not whatever. If it was up to the conservatives, weed would still be illegal.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck that. Why did I vote?
No, I'm not saying that's
No,
your
I'm
important
just-
issue.
I know.
But that's an issue to me. I don't want to.
That was a big issue to me.
Because I'll be a criminal if they could arrest me.
Yeah.
Like because of what I like. It'd almost be like arresting you for what music you like to listen to. Right? And I could concession on the crack store.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like, you know what I mean? That's
But
that's
weed-
my ultimate liberal fucking thought.
But weed, like, fuck
But that would be insane right now.
No, for sure.
I'm not saying they would repeal it because that's what they don't do. They
No,
would still take the
they
tax
would
money.
keep it, yeah.
But if it was up to them, it would never have happened.
It's why they're cutting taxes now. They're like, shit, we make how much from weed?
That's exactly,
Son
you know.
of a bitch.
And I
15%.
And I think Canada should stand for that kind of some of that liberal thought.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be just another right wing country. I think there's enough of that going on. Like you know what I mean? Like anyway, I know it doesn't just because it's right wing in Turkey or fucking somewhere, it doesn't mean that's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Or right wing. It's a whole different thing. But it's just watching the whole Trump thing going on. It drew me off of it. So that's not what I want to talk about. How's your diet going?
Well, hopefully we can talk about it when we come back because I do want to talk about it and more things will happen. So I want to thank everyone for listening to the work-related podcast.
We are related by work on that
On
Twitter.
X, yes. And
We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Diet and exercise.
Yes.